Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Duke Silver. Today we're going to be playing Hercules. Now Hercules' hero power is at 20 and 6 HP. Your permanent stats on your characters are doubled. And so we're going to take a Smiling Sprout. I'm pretty happy to take a Smiling Sprout early on Herc. If you can get a couple going, then once you hit that 20 life threshold, then you do get a pretty decent chunk of stats. Same with the Apprentice Owl. We are going to take a Farmer here as well. It's a little bit awkward just because, like, if we attack from behind it, then we don't necessarily get all the stats from it, but it's still a decent chunk of stats by itself, I think. As long as it gets attacked into and gives two things, +2/+1, like the rate of stats compared to most twos is pretty fine. And yeah, we're gonna take a Parrot here and just try and get some more permanent stats onto this second Smiling Sprout that we just took. And we do get our Slay, so that's fantastic, giving an extra +2/+1 to hopefully be doubled eventually. We have taken some damage from Demon's Deals here, which is something you do want to avoid a fair amount early on Hercules, just because, like, you don't want your first loss to drop you to 20. You want to hold off as long as possible, and with 3 hero attacks, usually that's not too big of an ask, but it can be tough. To stay above 20, at least against like early high rollers. So we do barely manage a tie there, playing down a unit there. So a little bit greedy. We almost get punished for it, and we get a very strong looking Dionysus here. So that's not the most ideal opponent, because of course they're gonna have a bunch of golden units. So we have a pretty high chance of dropping 220 if we lose too badly here, and we take the Acolyte and roll. Which ends up being kind of a mistake, because we'd find a spell that's much worse. We're hoping that we don't lose, but just in case we do, we are going to take the XP spell. Also, that puts an extra attack on our Acolyte. But unfortunately, again, we do take a huge loss, and we drop 220, and we trigger our first hero power a lot earlier than we want to. But you know, like I said, we took a couple damage from Demon's Deals, so. We kind of primed ourselves for that there, and we dropped to exactly 22. So if we hadn't taken one of those Demon's Deals, I mean, we might not have been as strong as we are. We might have like one less character and taken damage earlier, but hard to say. Anyways, the upside though is we do get a decent little power spike from doubling our units' stats this early. Like, our trees become very real units now, since we're still on level 3 and they have 10 power. And a decent amount of toughness. I mean, our owls didn't really get too much. We didn't really have a lot of spells to cast. We're gonna cast an XP spell here. Just try and get up to 6 as fast as possible. So we're up 2 XP now, and we do find our Smiling Sprout triple. So we're gonna get to combine all those stats, which is phenomenal. And we're gonna take an Ice Ring here, which is of course just gonna scale our 4 mages. We did take the Snow White earlier, hoping to find some equipment, but unfortunately, we didn't find it too many one cost items so far. So it's not progressing especially fast, anyways. And yeah, opponent there had a King Arthur, and yeah, I think it seems like a couple of different opponents have high level characters early. So it seems like everyone's firing off new U's or getting Chameleon Slays or something like that. So I considered taking the Narc here. Again, we're 2 XP up, so taking it would be nice, but I figured we have a free roll, we might as well look for a Crystal Sage, and hey, we get paid off. We get paid off for our roll, and now we're gonna sell this Snow White. Again, the one cost items just aren't really flowing for us, so we're just gonna get rid of it. And because I think casting a spell this turn is gonna be too valuable not to. And yeah, getting those extra stats onto our Crystal Sage, getting it up to 19 power already. We don't get an attack because we kind of win this fight a little bit too handily, but so we don't get any spell cost reduction. But we do get another Crystal Sage in our next shop, which is fantastic. Like the Mage Treasures aren't really coming. We don't really have a lot of mana, but we are managing to make it work. The upgrade to Crystal Sage, giving extra attack, has been I think a really good change. I think the number one thing actually going for mages is the fact that stars got nerfed. So like I've said before, like I think stars generally push push things like mages out of the metagame, but I've been having way more success with mages since stars have gotten been hit by the nerf hammer, which I am I'm personally very happy about. And also I think Slay is also thriving a lot more because slays are not near, or stars are not nearly as prevalent. So I don't know. I think there's some people that think that stars got over nerfed, but to be honest, I'm totally fine with it. I'm fine with not getting just demolished in the mid game by everyone playing Star Child and Dandelions and whatnot. So I don't know. Maybe that's a hot take, but yeah, that's my take on it. Yeah, we get an opponent. It looks like they're also trying to play mages, but doing sort of half scam, half mages. We did find a treasure though. We found a hat last turn, which is great out of our acolyte triple. So that does give us 1 mana and some extra spell cost reduction to work with. We also took a Matryoshka doll just because like the next trigger on Hercules at 6 would be useful, but we don't really want to drop to 6 if we can help it. So, and we're gonna finally upgrade this tree, and it's gonna turn into a chameleon, which is a pretty good hit. With all those extra stats from the Smiling Sprout, the Chameleon's pretty much guaranteed to slay, and also we get the Ghost Fight, so really, really good timing on the new U here. So we get a golden 6, and it's a Fisherman, which is not great. It's like it's fine, I guess, but not phenomenal. It's a big ranged character, but definitely not something that that's necessarily going to fit into our game plan. Although, like, it does make our food spells a little bit better. Not that we're casting a ton of food spells, because we have such limited mana, we kind of have to be choosy about some of the spells we cast. We are going to take a second spell book here, though. Those 6-cost spell books are really good, giving +2/+2 per spell. And because we don't have a way to double spells, we're just going to throw the spell books onto our backline and try and give them some toughness and hopefully get them big enough to survive an attack or a combat spell of some kind. We did take a Philosopher's Stone and got rid of the Matryoshka doll, just because, like I said, we wouldn't have minded changing heroes, but like it's not like a huge priority to get out of this hero. We get a level 4 treasure. Pirate Map was really tempting. We just need 2 more Hecate to get a level 7 treasure for like a Spell Reflector or something, but I think we need a way to cast a higher volume of spells right now, and finding 2 more 6s can be a tall order. So we just go with the Spell Reflector, and also, we can also get level 6 treasures with Spell Reflector and the wolf food. I'm not sure what the spell's called, but the wolf, anyways. And yeah, our Philosopher's Stone Hecate is big enough to weather the storm there and get a win. I did want to change heroes here, but I did accidentally cast 1 more spell. I'm not used to having so little mana. Generally, I've got like an Odin's Ravens or a Seer's Sphere when I've taken mages this far into the game, but not in this case, unfortunately. We did buy another Crystal Sage, but kind of immediately regret it because we find a shop with double Hecate. Also, kind of wishing that I had taken the Pirate Map in this spot, but I still think the Broken Spell Reflector is a fine pickup in that spot. But yeah, we're gonna get a level 6 treasure here, of course, and there's also a double aura item, which I think we are gonna pick up for the golden Hecate here. And we're gonna get out of the Philosopher's Stone. We want to keep the Spell Reflector and the hat, and I think the Merlin's Lessons edges out the Magic Scarf by a fair margin, I guess. Magic Scarf is interesting though. Doubling the size of our Hecate is not nothing. That's kind of our carry unit. We're gonna sell that extra Crystal Sage that we bought. Playing down a unit. We've played down a unit almost every combat in this game. But sometimes you just have to do it, you know. We do cast a fair amount of fireballs. Usually that's really good against a Dr. Frankenstein comp here, but unfortunately we don't get to take out the backline Frank. But fortunately, we do have a fair amount of stats, and we're able to get a tie anyways. The scam doesn't quite scam completely. Consider the Dragon's Lessons. Being able to copy that, it's only cost 3 gold because we got multiple Crystal Sage Slays there. But we decided to pass it up, and I think that's for the best, as we do find our wolf. which I was talking about earlier. So we just have to decide what we're going to target, and it's going to target 2 other things. So we're going to make a golden wolf here and be able to fill up our board with more mages and just basically get more board space. And also we're going to get a Merlin staff over a broken spell reflector, which is I think it's marginally better, but it's still a fair amount better. And yeah, we're just going to take this Circe's Cup and lock this Crystal Sage. We just want to fill up our board with mages once again for the Merlin's Lessons. And unfortunately, the owl did get wolfed, which means it's not getting the scaling from our spells. Unfortunately, but fortunately the Hecate is still getting stats while in the wolf, as it's an aura. Of course, it just cares about how many spells you've cast throughout the game. It doesn't need to see them at all. All right, pick up another Crystal Sage, and we get a Fire Mage. We picked up a Fire Mage as well, which is going to be huge for us. Casting every spell that refunds mana, of course, first, and then we've got the spell book on the Fire Mage just to try and grow it as fast as possible. And with the upgraded and regular Crystal Sage here, we're getting a lot of attack on the Fire Mage, so we should be able to attack backlines really, really effectively here. And yeah, I did hit ready here without realizing that I still had 12 gold to go. I was just worried about mana apparently, so kind of have to panic roll at the end here. And we did scout the opponent's board and saw that they had a flying item on their character, so we're gonna grab a chair. It does lower our mage count, but also we don't want to lose our we don't want to pop our golden wolf too early here. We of course want to fill out the rest of the board. And yeah, our Merlin's Lessons unfortunately don't take out the Cat Queen, but the Fire Mage does get the job done, does finish that Cat Queen off, and that's like 90% of the power on their board is that one Cat Queen. So that's like for those of you that are still struggling against cats, just attack their backline. It completely neuters their comp and makes them very, very easy to take down. And there we go, another one with mages. And to be honest, I have another mages game in the queue ready for a video potentially down the line. And yeah, like I said, I think that's really in large part due to stars being nerfed. Mages are able to thrive in a world without stars. And yeah, mages are fun, so I definitely default to playing mages, maybe a little bit too much. Those that would watch my streams see me taking up owls when I probably shouldn't, and really skewing towards mages. So apologies if we become a little oversaturated with mage games here in this post-stars world. But yeah, for those of you that are still watching, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I would very, very much appreciate that. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.